Looting of foreigners' shops in South Africa continues non-stop. Whilst South African businesses in other African countries are in the brink of collapsing, in Ghana, one of the South Africa's biggest mining companies, Gold Fields, making billions of dollars in Ghana, is about to shut down.
Trust was the most important thing. But I will say this today, is that we are not going to give up in any way on Tarkwa. So in November last year, we submitted a lease extension for the Tarkwa mine, which would give us, at least for the initial term, another 20 years of mining at Tarkwa. This will require quite a significant amount of reinvestment. We're going to have to move a huge amount of more material. We're going to have to invest a whole lot in additional fleet and equipment. That's going to require additional manpower to actually move that material over the next 20 years. But what that will do is set up Tarkwa to be a really successful world-class asset for another 20 years. And then during that time, we can consider how we continue to extend the life of that asset beyond that period. So we are very committed to Tarkwa. And if there's a disappointment that I don't spend enough time at the mine in Tarkwa, is because unfortunately a lot of the time that I'm spending in Ghana has been to try and lobby the Minister, Minerals Commission. We're meeting this week with the Minister of Finance and all of those politicians who actually have a role to play in the decision about the role that Gold Fields has in the future. So a lot of the work that we're doing and that I'm having to lift is to really try and present the case of why Gold Fields. And if I come back to why Gold Fields and why we feel...
The CEO of the company is currently running to chiefs and elders, begging them for more 20 years extension.
And we have the privilege of being the largest gold mining company in Africa. And so when we think about our business in Ghana, we see it as an extension of who we are as an African mining company. So when I think about Tarkwa, it's a really important part of our business. In fact, 25% of our production comes out of Ghana, our global production. A quarter of our production is from Ghana. In some respects, we were very disappointed to see that Damang is no longer part of our group, because over 30 years of being part of Damang and seeing the success of Damang, it was a time...
This is because the government of Ghana has now tightened its rules in renewing the Tarkwa mining company lease held by the South African Gold Fields Company before it expires in 2027. It used to be automatic kind of renewal, but right now it's not like that. It's kind of like manual. So the Gold Fields must submit detailed development plans for approval by a technical committee and the Minister of Mining. Yes, the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, urged the government of Ghana to reject Gold Fields' renewal of the Tarkwa mines and then prioritized.
The Institute of Economic Affairs has noted with profound concern recent statements by the Chief Executive of Gold Fields Limited, Mr. Mike Fraser, indicating that his company has formally applied for a 20-year extension of its current mining lease at the Tarkwa mines, which expires in April 2027. And he is now very actively engaging key government officials in pursuit of such approval. We are equally aware of attempts by Gold Fields Limited to court the support of traditional authorities in Tarkwa and its environs for this proposed extension. The IEA considers the requested lease renewal or extension, whatever they choose to call it, to be deeply inimical to Ghana's long-term economic and strategic interests, and therefore calls on the government to soundly reject this approach reject it decisively while prioritizing a framework that secures meaningful Ghanaian ownership and control of the mines at Takwa.
Local ownerships. So like the Damang mining now belongs to a Ghanaian. So they want that Takwa mines also the government should reject the South African company and then find a Ghanaian who is going to take over the business so that the Ghanaians can also benefit from their resources. This is just one company. There are more pressure on MTN, DSTV, and other hundreds of companies owned by South Africans in Ghana. This whole thing now seems like karma is about to